Welcome to the love-infused ravings of Bach. Lost in mind. Being lost in the mind is very similar to being lost in our phones. It has that same pull, that same addictive pull, let me show you something. I've got something interesting for you. So it's like a trade-off, I think a lot of people use it as a trade-off. I think phones are a lot more interesting than their minds, right? Most people's minds don't think about that many different things. It's often sort of variations on a theme, whatever our fears are mostly. How am I going to get it together? How am I going to deal? How am I going to, keep it all together? How am I ever going to stop if I have to keep this juggling act going? How am I ever going to stop? How am I ever going to relax? Is it my one yoga session a week or my half-hour meditation every day, or is it nothing? I think, for most people, that phone is just like an alternative mind that's more interesting. I mean, Jesus, what could be more interesting than the internet at the level of experience? Just YouTube itself, my God. I mean, all the extraordinary things that are up on YouTube. Isn't that extraordinary that there's so many extraordinary things? It makes you just wonder, like, how we ever think life is sort of boring or dull. And I know that's completely just an inner experience. Life is not anything, but believing the thought that life is dull. I've been there, I've been there. I know it. I don't know if dull, maybe dull for some, I guess gray, right? That sort of version of depression where everything just seems gray, like not interested in anything. That's a very strange state of being. Like I said, I've been there and just recalling it, very flat. So, of course, it's understandable how we find life flat when we're feeling that way inside, just gray, just totally, nothing, no up or down, just kind of even. So we've been given these phones, and all of a sudden there's something constantly interesting to pay attention to. Just stay away from the mind, Stay away from the troubled mind. Like that's what we're all looking for, right? With a phone, something else, something more interesting than my little life or my inner turmoil. That war that we have with ourselves. Adya used to call it inner division, which I thought was always a really cool term. Obviously, like I said, when you remember a few things from a teacher, like let's say 20, 30 things Adya has ever said are the things that I share with other people, because they struck me so profoundly. Inner division. He says another definition for enlightenment could be the end of inner division. I mean, imagine that, right? I mean, that's the beauty of, for me, a plant medicine in particular, for me, gives me a reminder, right? Like there's always that question, is that an okay way to access this altered state of consciousness, and where there seems to be a very palpable, direct contact with being, with myself. It can always be a little terrifying in the beginning, right? From our everyday state of consciousness to an altered state of consciousness where our whole alignment starts to shift. It's a very profound shift in consciousness. It's remarkable. So there is something more interesting than our minds or a screen, our phones. There is something more interesting. And there's no problem, right, there's no problem with any of it. Everyone has their journey. It's like these phones were thrown in to sort of mix up the pot. They're like, oh, this generation doesn't really have anything yet. They're going to be just like their parents. We can't let that happen. There's got to be something. And they threw the phone in, the most extraordinary hand grenade ever that's just obliterated society at the most profound level. But there's no shame, right? Like, how else would we respond? How else are we meant to respond to giving us something we can carry around all the time that will prevent us from looking inside ourselves? Even if we want to, just the attention span, right? The energy, the nervous system that has been affected so deeply by being constantly stimulated. But it's no surprise, it's no surprise. Anything that takes us away from the mind quickly and easily is sure to become some kind of incredibly desired experience, even if it leads to doom. It's that terror of facing ourselves, that terror of facing what we believe. We believe these thoughts about ourselves. I'm whatever, I'm not good enough, I'm stupid, I'm ugly, whatever these beliefs are. We think they're true. We also know they cause us a lot of pain. They cause us pain because we believe they're true. So the idea of looking into them, trying to work it out, trying to free yourself of it is always daunting. That's terrifying. You're like, oh my God, I don't want to believe. If I look deeper, I'll find out only that it's truer. I'll have to face the feelings of that belief. It's like you believe it, but you don't want to really investigate it just in case it's true, because then we couldn't face it. It's almost like we hold this little piece back. Well, maybe it isn't true. Maybe it isn't. I think it is. I always think I'm not enough, but it's possible it's not true. But if we look at it and it's true, we don't think we would survive that. So instead of looking at it, we look outwards. And there's never been anything more dazzling to look at than a phone, than a smartphone. Oh, the things that thing can tell us. Incredible amount of information that thing can tell us at any moment. Like, it's unfair. It's an unfair fight. It's an unfair fight for us humans to deal with something this powerful. And there's so much money in it, right? So much of our economic society depends on the internet and the phone as an extension. So it's become necessary. Like the most kind of insidious thing, it's become necessary, even though it's killing us in a certain way. Not to be doom and gloom, like it is what it is. I have no idea what the bigger game is, obviously. So if it's happening, right, that seems to be the best way to go about accepting what is not to make some rationalization about it, but just like it's actually what's happening. Nothing else could be happening except in my mind. Right? Why is it happening? Because it's happening. If you want to look at it, cause and effect, all the causes of this happening have been every other happening. So how can you ever say this is what made this happen? And of course, at a deeper level, that's not true. Nothing made this happen. It's just happening. The way you touch that is really the sinking into now. Let go of all mind that's trying to understand. So in this, there's just presence. Right? And the subtle work is letting go into, I don't know what this is. If I think about it, it's gone. It has to be free of mind at the level of thought, right? I mean, we could be talking about mind as awareness and sort of the aware part of the heart, endlessly tempting the mind. So it's nice to get a taste of what is deeper than mind. And it gives us more and more confidence that it's true and it's real and it's now, right? And it's now. You may have it in the future if we're thinking of time, but it's now. It's not like if you don't get it right now, you're never going to have it, which also is a time-based it's just now. What you are is always now, of course, of course. But the challenge is we can't know it. We can't know it at the level of mind, at the level of understanding. You know it because you are it. But it doesn't make a lick of sense at the level of putting the pieces together to understand something. It's whole. It's understood as whole. So in that sense, you don't have to understand it because it's already whole. It doesn't need your understanding.